In this video, I'm going to show you the only 10 EQ tips you'll ever need, and we're going to start right now. Number 1. Stay away from the solo button. When applying EQ to a track, try doing so while the whole track is playing. What counts in the end is how it sounds in the mix. Use the solo button primarily to identify problem areas in the sound. Number 2. It's always better to remove frequencies you don't want to hear rather than boost the good ones. Raising the volume of something can make it difficult to distinguish whether the end result is better or just louder. Human hearing is far from perfect, so this can easily fool you into thinking that you've made the right decision, because louder always sounds better to humans. If you've watched our video about the loudness war, you know that louder always seems to sound better to humans. If you haven't seen it yet, then I recommend that you watch it as soon as you're done with this one. You can find the link in the description below. Number 3. Avoid massive cuts and boosts unless they're absolutely necessary. Generally, an adjustment of just a few dB will be enough. Keep in mind that your ears are easily fooled by anything louder sounding better, and boosting frequencies with EQ also will make it louder. So it's easy to get carried away with lots of unnecessary EQ boosts on everything. Number 4. The low end is often the most problematic part of the mix, and you should try to aim for clarity rather than just lots of woofing. When a track sounds muddy or muffled, it's usually caused by a buildup of frequencies in the low end area. In order to get a tight and clear low end, you should always low cut anything that's not a bass sound. This will make room for your kick and your bass to punch through in the mix. The low end is the most problematic area, and we want to keep that space reserved for the kick and bass elements. Number 5. Don't EQ blindly because you think it's always needed. Some sounds don't need any EQing at all. More often than not, a slight low or high cut is all that is needed. Number 6. When using reverb, always make sure to low cut the reverb itself, as it will often add unwanted low-end rumble. Reverb takes up a lot of space in a mix. It also tends to push sounds to the back of the mix. I prefer to use reverb mainly on the mid-frequencies. Number 7. Always keep in mind that even a small dip in the low end can amplify the highs, and vice versa. Number 8. If you want to help your vocals or your main leads to cut through the mix, you may want to add a little boost at the frequency where the main body of the sound resides. In that case, you should make a similar cut in any sound in the background that could potentially be conflicting with them. Again, make sure that everything has its own place in the mix. Take extra care that your low end is sitting well in the mix. Use an EQ to low cut everything that's not a bass sound, so that the low-end spectrum is reserved for the drums and the bass. Even hi-hats tend to have some low rumble frequencies, and we don't want that. Number 9. A good rule of thumb for EQing is to cut narrow and boost wide. Number 10. Be very careful when using EQ during mastering. You should only have to use very minor EQ adjustments during the mastering process. If you feel you need to boost or cut significantly during mastering, then there's something clearly wrong with the mix, and you should go back and fix it there instead. Remember that even if it's just a tiny amount, frequencies tend to build up. Before you start EQing, try to determine what kind of sound you're dealing with. Is it a bass sound? Is it a mid-range sound? Is it a high-end sound? In what box should you place this sound? Determine what kind of sound it is and where it should sit in the spectrum, and EQ it based on that. Make sure that there's enough space for each individual element in your mix. If done right, this will tighten up the mix and make all elements stand out. It will sound crisp and clear. Now, there's a lot more to EQ than this, of course, but these are, in my opinion, some of the most basic and most important things to be aware of when it comes to EQ. If you want to know more about EQ and mixing and mastering in general, then check out the links below. Hit that like button if you enjoyed this video, and don't forget to subscribe and click the bell if you want to see more videos like this. Let me know if there's any particular video you would like me to make next. Thanks for watching.